In continuation of previous video, that is 8051 architecture. So in this video, I'm going to explain about a built-in RAM. So what is the built-in RAM present in 8051? So it has 4 kilobytes of read-only memory, and the address range is 40H to 0FFH. So apart from that, as I said, why microcontroller is special? It has a built-in I/O ports. I mean I/O pins. It can be used as an input or output pin. So microcontroller as 8051 has 32 I/O pins, and they are organized as a 4 8-bit ports. They are named as port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. So all the ports have their corresponding latches. See, this is 8-bit port, and so this is also an 8-bit latches. Okay. So here in brief, port 0 pins can be used as an I/O. I mean either pins can be used as an input or output. Apart from that, the alternate function is it can be used as a data bus, 8-bit data bus, that is D0 to D7, or it can be used as a low order address bus, that is A0 to A7. So here data bus and low order address bus are multiplexed. So in the beginning it is used as an address bus, and later it is used as a data bus. And for port 1 doesn't have alternate function. It has only input or output function. Similarly, port 2 can be used as an I/O, or it can be used as high order address pins, that is A8 to A15. That is why I said 8051 microcontroller has 16-bit address bus. A0 to A15. Port 0 pins are used as low order address bits A0 to A7, and port 2 pins are used as high order address pins A8 to A15, and port 3 can be used as an I/O, or some of the pins can be used for interrupt, I mean external interrupt, and some of the pins are used for counter, I mean to receive the events. Counter is to counter external events. So those events are received through some of the pins of port 3, and some of the pins are used for serial data communication. I mean to receive the data or to transmit the data, some pins are used, and some pins are used for read control and memory control, write control for external memory. Either we can read the memory or write the memory decided by the read control pin RD bar, or write control pin W or bar. Okay. So this is about I/O ports. So apart from this, data bus and address bus, as it is multiplexed. Okay. So it has 8-bit data and address bus, internal bus, that is called internal bus, and that bus is connected to A register, B register, and all the ports. Why? Because we may receive the data from ports, and we can copy it to register A or B, or we can copy data from A and B register to port. That is why it is connected to all the ports. And then it is also connected to a special function, a register RAM and a RAM. Okay. Because it is used as a data bus, so then it has to be connected to RAM as well as a RAM. And it has 16-bit address bus. Remember, here among this 16-bit, 8 bits are lower 8 bits are multiplexed with the data, and this 16-bit address bus is connected to 16-bit registers, program counter and DPTR. As you know, these are the only two registers which are 16-bit, used to hold the address of memory. And then it is also connected to ROM, because ROM is a 16-bit address. And then it is connected to port 0 and port 2 only, because these are the pins used as low order address pins, and these are the pins used as high order address pins. Okay. So it has 8-bit data and address bus and 16-bit address bus. Apart from that, 8051 has a system timing, I mean clock generation, interrupt timer, data buffer and memory control. And also in the architecture we can say internal memory structure, I mean internal RAM structure. As I said, so register bank, 4 register banks are there, 8 byte or bit addressable, and then special function register. So this is about architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Now we'll see features of 8051 microcontroller. So architecture means diagrammatic representation of what it contains. So features means just we list out what all the features are present, like so before we purchase any mobile or laptop, first we go through the features like that. Now let's see features of microcontroller. So first feature, it's an 8-bit CPU. It has an 8-bit CPU with register A and B, and accumulator used in most of the arithmetic instruction. So only it is called as accumulator, and B register specifically used in register integer multiplication and division. And the second feature, it has 16-bit program counter and data pointer. So program counter used to hold the address of next instruction to be executed, and data pointer used to access the external memory. And 8-bit program on status word indicates certain condition like carry, parity, sign, etc. And 8-bit stack pointer. See, as I said, so it has 32 working registers. Suppose if 32 working registers are not sufficient, we go for a temporary storage area that is called a stack. So to hold the address of stack, we use stack pointer. So it holds address of top of the stack where the data can be stored or from where data can be retrieved. So remember, it is used for general temporary storage area. Okay. And it has internal memory of 128 bytes. 8051 has internal memory of 128 bytes, and that 128 bytes is divided into 4 register banks of each 8 registers. I mean each bank having 8 registers, and 16 bytes are bit addressable. I mean these 16 bytes can 16 bytes of memory can be individually addressed. Its bits, the individual bits of these bytes can be altered. And see, for first 4 register bank, 8 registers means 32 registers, 32 bytes and 16 bytes. So totally 32 plus 16 or 48. So remaining 80 bytes is general purpose RAM. So 128 bytes is divided into 32 bytes for 4 register banks, 16 byte is bit addressable, and the remaining 80 bytes is general purpose RAM. And next feature, it has 4 kilobytes of code memory. It is also called program memory, is also called as code memory, and it has 432 IO lines. 432 IO lines organized as 4 8-bit ports and 2 16-bit timer bar counter. It is a special device. It is a special device. It acts as a both timer bar counter. So timer is to count the internal events, and counter is to count the external event. So it can be configured as a timer or as a counter. It has 2 timer bar counter, and they are 16-bit. They are T0 and T1. And the next feature, full duplex serial data receiver bar transmitter register, SBUF, serial buffer register. Now serial communication. Serial communication means we transmit the data bit by bit. Okay, the data to be transmitted will be present in SBUF register, and the data received is also present in SBUF register. We'll discuss detail in module 5, that is serial communication. And the next feature is it has a control register. They are TCON, timer control register, TMOD register for timer to configure timer bar counter as a timer or counter, and there are different modes are there to set the mode. TMOD register, SCON for serial communication register, PCON power control register, IP and IE. IP means interrupt priority register, and IE means interrupt enable register. These two are used in interrupts, which controls the operation of timer, serial port and interrupts. And as I said, it interrupts. So it has two external interrupt and three internal interrupts. Sometimes we consider reset is also an interrupt, then it will be total six interrupts. As you know, interrupt is an event which interrupt the normal sequence of execution. Normal sequence of execution. And the last feature is oscillator and clock circuit. This is the most important one, which provides clock pulses. As I said, microcontroller is a complex sequential circuit. So sequential circuit means it operates based on the clock pulses. So this is about features of 8051 microcontroller. So we'll continue in the next video. Thank you.